Hello everyone. The internet wasn't ready for what happened the moment Cardi B pressed share. It looked like an ordinary Instagram morning, a soft blanket, a tiny newborn face, and a caption sprinkled with Cardi's trademark humor. But within minutes, the post detonated across social media. Fans stared, zoomed, and gasped. This baby boy, barely days into the world, had millions convinced he looked exactly like NFL star Stefon Diggs. What was supposed to be a simple, heartwarming photo suddenly became the epicenter of jokes, theories, and a wildfire of speculation. And behind all that laughter, one question echoed louder than the rest: why did Cardi let this moment unfold the way it did? Long before the memes and comments, before motherhood reshaped her world, Cardi B's story was one built on grit. She came from the Bronx, moving through life with the kind of survival instinct that only hardship can teach. From working dull jobs to walking through neighborhoods that never offered guarantees, she learned early that she would have to craft her own destiny. And even as a young girl, she carried humor like armor and ambition like oxygen. No one knew it then, but those early struggles were preparing her for a world that would someday hang on to her every word. Her rise came fast and loud, a cyclone of personality, talent, and raw honesty. Social media saw her first, laughing through her struggles, speaking her truth without filters, turning pain into performance. Then came the music. It was Bodak Yellow that cracked open the door to superstardom, but it was her authenticity that held the world's attention. Fame wrapped itself around her life like a spotlight she couldn't escape. And behind the spotlight, the truth was far darker, because every success came with new expectations, new scrutiny, and new wounds. Motherhood entered her story like a force of nature. When her daughter Culture was born, Cardi's world softened in ways she hadn't expected. She loved loudly, celebrated boldly, and carried the weight of judgment from the public with a mother's determination. Fans watched her balance world tours with baby bottles, studio sessions with bedtime stories. But even as she shared her joy, she battled the relentless pressure of being a celebrity mother whose every choice was magnified and dissected by millions. And this was only the beginning of the heartbreak. When she became pregnant again, Cardi chose a quieter path. The world had taken too much from her the first time: her privacy, her peace, her sense of control. She guarded her second pregnancy like something sacred. She let only a few photos slip through, revealing just enough to keep fans curious but never enough to expose her heart. Yet even in silence, people speculated. They wondered about her marriage, her happiness, her family. She kept her circle small, hoping that this time she could protect what mattered most. But no one knew what was coming next. The day she gave birth was gentle, almost serene. Cardi held her baby boy close, his tiny chest rising against hers, his soft sighs melting her heart. For a moment, everything else, the fame, the pressure, the fear, disappeared. She promised herself she would release his photo only when she felt ready. Days passed. Weeks. And still the world waited, hungry for a glimpse, eager to pick apart whatever she shared. Finally, after months of silence, she lifted the digital curtain. The photo landed with a sweetness she hoped everyone would feel. But what came next would shock everyone. The internet erupted. Within seconds, the hashtags started. Within minutes, the jokes rolled in. And by the end of the hour, her newborn son was trending worldwide, not for his innocence, but for his uncanny resemblance to Stefon Diggs. Fans compared the baby's cheeks, his eyes, his smile. They called him Baby Stefon, Stefon Jr., even Mini Diggs. Some fans laughed until tears ran down their faces, others demanded Cardi address the resemblance. Screenshots and memes multiplied at a speed no celebrity can ever prepare for. It seemed like the end of her peaceful moment, until fate intervened. Cardi didn't run from the situation. She did what she has always done best: she took control of the narrative. With humor sharper than the comments thrown her way, she teased the internet for doing the most, reminding everyone that babies take after all sorts of family members, and sometimes, they simply resemble whoever the universe chooses. Her calm response disarmed the chaos. And slowly, the noise softened into celebration, a mother sharing her joy, a family welcoming new life. Behind the jokes, something deeper was happening. People weren't reacting to drama, they were reacting to connection. Cardi had once again let fans into her world, into a personal moment filled with vulnerability. Her willingness to show the real side of motherhood, the messy, the funny, the unpredictable, made people feel like they were part of her story. They weren't just spectators, they felt like witnesses to her growth, her tenderness, her evolution. As the memes settled and the laughter died down, the conversation shifted to love. Fans celebrated the sweet innocence of the baby. They praised Cardi and Offset for continuing to build a warm, affectionate family in the middle of their busy careers. They imagined Culture stepping into her role as the big sister, guiding her new brother with the sass and sweetness she's become known for. Each new glimpse resurrected the same truth: this family, no matter how famous, still finds comfort in the same things everyone else does: togetherness, laughter, and the miracle of new life. Now, as the world adjusts to this new chapter in Cardi B's life, her baby boy stands as a reminder of something bigger than a viral moment. He represents her legacy, her resilience, and her ability to remain human in a world determined to turn her into a headline. And as we circle back to that first photo, the tiny face, the calm eyes, the spark that started it all, we realize the truth behind the chaos. It wasn't about Stefon Diggs. It wasn't about resemblance. It was about a mother sharing a piece of her heart.